If you want to make a really awesome elevated lunch or dinner just for one, you should try and make this. We got some steak, some onions, and broccolini and rice. Made and done in 15 minutes, and it tastes so good. Like I said, this recipe is pretty simple, so let's start with your ingredients. So you're gonna need to grab your steak, onions, broccolini, and butter. Then as far as utensils go, you're gonna need a cast iron, a spatula or tongs, whatever you prefer, a spoon, a cutting board, and a knife. And then the only seasonings we used for this recipe would be Flake Salt and the Montreal steak seasoning by Grill Master. Grab your onion first. I used a sweet onion and about a quarter of it. Just cut it into bite-sized pieces. You don't need to chop it very fine. Since this will be your main vegetable with your broccolini, you don't want to cut it very fine. You want it just bite-sized pieces. Once chopped, go ahead and add it to your cast iron and put a little bit of butter on it and turn it on a medium heat so that it starts to brown while you get your broccolini ready. Throw some butter in the pan. This will help letting your onions actually brown really well. Swirl it around a bit and then go ahead and put your lid on. Let it simmer. Probably I would leave it at like medium to low heat. Now grab your steak. This is where we're gonna prep it, okay? Just open it up out of the package and then grab your steak seasoning, the Montreal grill steak seasonings, and then go ahead and sprinkle that on top, and you wanna pat it in with your tongs so that it really gets deep in the meat. So go ahead and do it on both sides. Now set the steak aside so that we can focus in on our vegetables. Don't forget about your onions. Please keep sauteing those as we keep going. And grab your broccolini. We're gonna rip them into smaller pieces and add them to the onion mixture. I rip off each of the tops, mostly just because I think it's easier to cook that way. So if you just grab it from the tree portion of the broccolini and rip down, now you're making thinner pieces and you're breaking it apart. It's just much easier to cook that way, that I've found at least. Once all your broccolini is in the pan, add more butter just so that it doesn't burn. This will also help with the sauteing process. And you want to go until the broccolini is slightly charred on the sides. I say slightly because as the steak gets cooked, it will continue cooking as well, since you're cooking all of your vegetables in the same pan as your steak. Okay, this is the best part. Now you got to add your steak into the pan. Make sure that there's space on either side. You want to scoop the veggies all around the steak and throw the steak inside. Put the lid on top. Don't forget the butter, okay? The butter is the best part of this whole thing. This really makes or breaks this dish. Here's a cute little clip of me talking to my child and how precious he is. I just can't. He's so cute. All right, back to cooking. Okay, as you can see, the steak is just barely cooking at this point, or just getting started. But as you can see, you want to add more butter so that the steak is constantly in the butter, okay? This is the technique that I'm using with a spoon to make sure I'm scooping the butter from the side of the pan and putting it on top of the steak. This helps just marinate the steak longer, and it just gives it a better flavor. You can see I'm using the spoon to actually stab the steak. This is just to see how tender it is and how well done it actually is cooked. Okay, so this is my really quick dinner. I just wanted some steak and some veggies. This time I cooked veggies inside the same pot inside the same skillet as my steak. And I think it actually turned out pretty good. I cook my steaks in the cast iron with a good chunk of butter. So if you don't want your veggies coated in butter, which tastes great, but if you don't want that, then I would probably cook them before and then take them out. But I really wanted them to like sear. Like I really like it when there's like a little bit of charring on it, and they came out so good. So it just has butter and then the flake salt, and it tastes so good. So that's how I did the veggies. And then the steak, I just put the Montreal steak seasoning on it. Super simple. That butter Still 4th of July around here, so there's lots of fireworks. And so I just basted that in with the butter in the skillet, and it turned out great. Add a little bit of butter and salt on your rice. And it's a really quick meal. I think it probably took me maybe 15-20 minutes tops to make, including the prep. So just throw that together, really quick elevated lunch for me. This is my dinner, but I was gonna make a whole other meal, but I was too hungry, so I needed something quick and easy and healthy, and here it is. So let me know if you try it. I really like it, and yeah. Saw lemon milk and I want to make it.
Like the Target ones? I mean separate ones?
Exactly.
Oh, it's just the thing that holds it together. Yeah.
Oh, for the
For the granola.